Welcome back to Micah's Messes. I am Micah Messer, and if you've not watched episode 1, what we are doing is we're turning this back patio area into a mudroom. Today is kind of a big day. This is the point where there's almost a point of no return. What we're going to be doing today is using this bad boy right here, this concrete saw, to cut our concrete pad that we have right now that is currently only 3.5 inches thick to allow us to create a 12-inch footing, 12-inch wide footing, 16-inch deep footing for our load-bearing wall, which is right here. As we determined last time, there is a manufactured beam up there, kind of a custom-made right here on site manufactured beam that they used that is currently holding the weight. However, in order for us to get the correct clearance on our doorway, we are going to have to cut into that load-bearing wall or load-bearing beam, which means we need to make sure our footing is capable of holding up a load-bearing wall. So that's what we're going to start doing today. I've got eye protection, I've got a mask off screen, I've got ear protection, and actually doing double ear protection today because this is going to be extremely loud and extremely messy. This is going to be putting dust all over the place. I've got my shop vac here that's going to help with that. But, you know, this is just going to be a dusty and nasty process. But that's what we do here at Micah's Messes. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to see more episodes just like this one coming to you. And go and like the video as well. Comment down below if you've done something like this. If you've got any ideas for this type of project, let me know. Thanks again, and let's jump right into the project and start cutting, I guess. Actually, first, we have to measure and mark the lines first. Then we can start cutting. So from the exterior, I'm going to go in exactly 12 inches. And we're going to use this to mark exactly 12 inches. We'll check it here. Check on the other side, see if we get 12 inches on this side. Right there's 12 inches. So we're going to mark okay. 12 inches is marked all the way across. Don't need this laser level anymore. Here goes nothing. Let me see what they're got this set to. 4 inches. I only need it to 3 3/4. That's enough. All right. It works. That worked pretty well, actually. So this is a wet and dry. So you can do it wet or dry. I'm doing it dry, of course, as you can tell. Wet definitely helps because you don't have all the dust, but wet also creates its own mess. What I am going to do is over here, plug this in. Okay. Back to it. All right, so I've been giving it a couple whacks. This maul, which is sledgehammer and axe mix. I see some cracks forming. But whew, I don't know. I might need to rent a jackhammer because this is being a pain. Talk about a workout. I can tell I'm shoving it down though. So I think we're going to be good. It's just, I can tell I'm out of shape. Whew. It's a good workout though. Oh, come on. I should have got a jackhammer while I was renting that saw. This would have made it a lot easier. Whew. We have to take a break, guys. All right. So I returned the saw, and I've now got myself a breaker. This breaker should make this a little easier. I hope, at least. I hope it'll make it easier. All right. Okay, so it had popped my breaker for this whole area. So hopefully it won't do it again. If it does, I'll have to move on to a different circuit. I don't know what circuit it would need to be on. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah! Too easy. Put my safety glasses down. Okay, so it's working. It's just going to be a little time consuming. Yeah. I'm happy. I was right. It's only 3.5 inch deep. That makes me happy. Means I didn't waste all this time. Good. Okay. So we got to keep at it. Making progress. There we go. Big pieces. All right. Let's get my shovel here. All right, let's keep at it. Oh. Well, that about does the concrete removal. That was a lot of work, but I kind of knew that going in, that it was going to be a lot of work. Manual labor is one of those things that it's both tiring and also uplifting. One of the things I've always found about working with my hands is, even though it's exhausting, it's painful, your muscles get worn out, there is something about it that just boosts my sense of self, boosts myself as in like who I look at myself. When I look at myself in the mirror, I think of myself as more of a man. And that may seem cliche or cheesy, but you know, that's just reality for me. And the more and more I work with my hands, the more and more I realize that God made us to work with our hands. We were never intended to be lazy, to sit on the couch and watch, you know, a streaming service all day. That was never the intention of God's creation. And you know, this is just a reminder that hard work is hard, but at the same time, it's enjoyable. I enjoyed using the breaker here. I didn't so much enjoy using the sledgehammer, but the breaker was fun. The saw was fun, and seeing the end result of this 12-foot section, 12-inch by 8-foot section cleared out of concrete. Just, you know, it's a physical result of your work. And sometimes, you know, I work IT full-time. That's what I do. I run a small IT company, and which is just me, so it is small. You know, the work I do in there, sometimes you don't get to see the results as much as you would like. It's not a physical result a lot of the times, but in this case, you know, you get to see that physical result. And I love that. I enjoy that. So I'm excited to keep working on this project. We've got to now dig down and dig another, well, we've done about 4 inches here, so another 12 inches down. And that'll give us about 60 inches deep, 12 inches wide, which is more than enough for the 2x4 wall we're going to be putting up. But yeah, that about wraps up this part of it. After we dig down, we got to put in the holes on the actual foundation and put that rebar in there to, when they pour it, to make the new slab part of the original foundation through that rebar, and then wire mesh as well to help reinforce it. So yeah, a lot of hard work, but I'm glad it's done, and I'm glad to be sharing it with you guys so you can see how this turns out. All right, well, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to clean up a little bit. As you know, this is a channel called Micah's Messes, and boy, did I make a mess today. That is so true. But remember, always clean up after yourself. Clean up your own messes.